pit exit is clear.
Hi guys. Hello guys. Yeah, Johnny the boy made it. Should have bought a lottery ticket. There was no traffic. It never happened. Nice one.
That means,
Everybody.
John, unfortunately, that means you're screwed in the race.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 19
Likely.
Celsius. Remaining.
All right. Qualifying setup is active.
The pit exit is clear. Push now. Okay, Glenn, we've got 2 laps to set a decent time. P2, 1 gallon remaining.
Dodgy. Alright, the first lap wasn't all that clean. I think I can make up that deficit someplace around here.
Half a gallon of fuel remaining.
A little bit too wide there. Not too bad there. A little bit behind the curve on that last exit, but not bad.
P4.
First things first, change to the race setup. 6.5 imperial gallons. And short laps here at Winton, what are we averaging, like 120s? Thereabouts, maybe 118, 119 if the right track conditions prevail. So there's about 3.25 minutes left in qualifying. Dad, I sent you the race circuits info link to Winton, but we are at Winton Motor Raceway. This is the national layout. There's only 2 here, I think. We are in Victoria, Australia. That's a new track for me. I've never raced this one. It's only been on iRacing, I think, a couple of seasons. I don't know exactly, maybe a year. I don't really remember. But I hadn't raced it before the practice host on Sunday. But I got a lot of practice on Sunday, a lot of practice on Monday since it's a holiday. So way more than I'm used to. So that's good. We are looking at 25 laps for an official. Right now, track temperature is relatively cool at 67. If history shows, it'll warm up, I think, through this, and we're at moderate usage. All right, so everybody's qualified. We're ready to grid. And at the moment, we are 10 drivers. I'm driver number 7, and I've qualified 5th. Mick, John, Bill, Jorge all ahead of me. Not surprising. Dan, Gary, Rowley, Brad, and Austin. Welcome, Austin. I saw you in practice.
Brad, it's good to see at least one real Australian in this race.
All right, let's see what happens.
P5, 25 laps. The track temp is 19. The air temp is 19 Celsius. Okay, Glenn, stay calm. Focus. Green, green, green.
Somehow I ended up in 4th gear there. That's not where I wanted to be. Got a pretty decent start, but then lifted because I didn't know what the car in front was doing. All things considered, not complaining. Not a bad time to just let things shake out. Braking a little bit early here. Early, cold tires, close traffic ahead, caution. Name of the game at the moment. A little little bit wider from that apex than I intended. That was not the line I wanted. Missed an apex, Glenn. Don't do that. Those boys ahead are going to leave you in the dust if you keep doing that. Alright, come on, Glenn. Nice and smooth.
P5.
Better. Better on that apex. Stayed on the throttle but too long, missed that one completely. Easy. Gotta get that first apex turn in sooner. Going late. Ah! I can't believe I did that. I actually clipped the shifter with my finger. Damn it. You can probably see it on the video. I just accidentally touched the shifter with my finger as I was moving it back towards the wheel. Alright, relax. Big gap behind at the moment. That was a new one. I've never done that one before. Big gap ahead, too. Come on. Damn it! Alright, turn in a little bit sooner. There we go.
2.8, B6.
Alright. Let's go get Gary at least. It was better. I can do better on that last apex, but it was probably the best last 2 corner sequences I've done this race. And I've definitely struggled with that one in practice. Sometimes fast, sometimes not, so consistency is not my favorite thing along those last 2. Didn't brake hard enough there. The back end slid a little bit too much.
The gap to point ahead is now 3.2.
Okay, that's going the right direction. I think it was over 4 when I started. Well, when I started chasing him anyway. 3.8 sometime last lap. I don't know if I can keep up 0.6 seconds per lap, but that'd be nice. Wasn't really paying attention to his pace before I screwed up. Doesn't look like there's any battling ahead. Looks like everybody's pretty spread out. So unless somebody else makes a lone mistake like I did, I'm pretty much fighting for 5th here.
Your lap times are improving. This is good.
Oh, that was slidey, just on the verge of the back end going around. That's okay for now, Glenn. Keep it on the edge. There's no guarantee you can slowly eat away at Gary. So let's see if we can throw it at the wall and see what happens. Haven't been in practice or the hosted sessions with Gary, so I don't know exactly where our relative paces fall out. And the longer it takes me to get caught up to him, the harder it is, because it is harder to pass here than most. There's not a lot of straights. So unless somebody makes a mistake, even if I was right behind him, don't know that I'd have a chance at P5.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 21 Celsius.
Better.
Sixth place. The gap to point in front is now 2.9.
Thank you, Jim. Keep those updates coming. easily the best example of that corner so far this race. That was a better sequence of corners. Just keep doing that. Missed it again. A little bit too slidey, but not too bad. Push that brake in a little bit later than normal. Same with that one, it worked out. Not a great lap, but a good last couple of corners.
Alright Glenn, you're reeling. Point in. The gap's now 1.5.
That was decent. Oh, a little bit too much gas there. Lost the back end just a little bit. Had to lift. A little bit too wide, but good news is I saw Gary get a little bit loose twice, so maybe he's feeling the pressure. That'd be good for me. Bad for you, Gary, sorry. Almost a better corner. I had to wait a little bit longer than I would have liked to get on the throttle. Now remember, Gary's in Singapore, Glenn. Not a network ping between us and him. Oh, Gary, I'm not too sad about that, but I understand. Cheers.
Well done, Glenn. Great move. Keep it up.
Al, just don't screw it up.
Make him do all the work. Focus on your exits. P5.
Maybe Gary heard me talking about ping times. Didn't want me taking him out accidentally. Not necessarily a bad decision. I've definitely made similar. Especially if he's maybe not feeling confident. Maybe he wasn't confident, also didn't want to screw us up and take us both out, but who knows. Cheers, Gary. Probably drive a different line to that right-hander just before this one every time. Kind of wondered during practice if it would be better to stay off that curb on the right so I'd get a more settled entry, but I never really had a chance to test it one way or the other. So I've just continued driving it the only way I know how. That's better. That one's even wider than normal. Turn the fan on. I'm going to be sweating by the end of this one. There we go. That's better. Well, 9 seconds to John. He doesn't make mistakes when he's by himself, so how about you do the same, Glenn? Looks like P5's where we're at. Don't forget though, just because Gary maybe let us by because he wasn't feeling confident doesn't mean he's not going to take the position back if we screw up or give him the opportunity.
The gap to Hoyt behind is now 1.8 seconds.
He may be a man of discretion, but he's not silly.
Okay, Glenn, the next car is Olsen.
9.2, John, slow down.
P5.
Thanks, Jim. That was a good lap. Where are we? 18 of 25. First time I've gotten on the throttle over that curb on the right. Seemed to work out okay. After the 200 laps or so of practice I've done, not sure I should be experimenting in the race. That usually doesn't go well for me.
The gap to Hoyt behind is now 2.0.
Missed that one completely, thank you very much.
You reel in Olsen in. The gap is now 9.0 seconds.
It's like Gary had a moment or something behind. I need a voice-activated remote control for the floor fan for when I forget to turn it on before the race. Completely missed my breaking point there. think maybe my foot was on the wrong position on the pedal. It was the same amount of pressure, the right amount of pressure on the pedal, but nowhere near the right braking action. Too bad I don't have a pedal cam. All these switchbacks make the cars ahead of me, even though John's 9 seconds ahead or something, look really close through this section. It's a little tantalizing. Don't know whether that's good or bad for the psychology. I missed that one again. I don't know why I struggle with that one. Actually, it's that one and these two coming up. Better.
The active point behind is now 2.9.
Why'd you do that? You didn't need that stupid off track. It's not even a time advantage there or anything, Glenn. Don't be silly. Be neat, not sloppy. Completely messed up the braking on that one. Missed the apexes on both of those. Turned a lap when I was down 0.4 into a 0.6. Not my fastest, nicest lap of the race by any means. Oof. There's no reason to be 8/10 off your pace, Glenn.
2 to go. The gap to Olsen ahead is increasing. It's now 10 seconds.
Alright, let's see if I can at least have respectable laps, this one and the next one. Not like that. Actually, I'm sacrificing that second to last turn too much, and the last turn not enough.
Is now 2.4.
I don't know, what do you think is 0.4 down? Is that respectable? What's the definition of respectable?
White flag, last lap. You've got 1 gallon left.
Demolition Derby, guys.
Alright, well,
P5,
So
that's
skip
it.
the Demolition
We're done.
Derby.
Demolition Derby copy. Alright, well, how do we feel about that? I don't think I would have had anything for John unless he'd made a mistake, so I don't think my finish position changed at all. Relative.
Glenn missed it.
I'm coming. I don't think my overall finish position was affected at all by my mistake. Annoying that I didn't have an opportunity to at least challenge John, or at least get a measure of my pace against him. I think Gary was a little bit too much of a gentleman letting me go. I think he had more. Maybe the nerves were off once I passed, but I think he had more pace than he thought. And, you know, who knows? If he hasn't had enough practice this week, then he was learning during the race, and it showed. He got faster. So, oh well. Start 5th, finish 5th.
We all here? I think that's a... Oh, you animal! You're not going to get a hit! That was a mistake. Just a flesh, man.
I wonder if I can go over there and do donuts around my nose cone. Hey, Bill.
Who's that doing the burnouts? Is that Glenn?
Nope, wasn't me. Nope, definitely wasn't me. Wasn't me. I didn't see it. Didn't do it. Nobody saw a thing.
All right, guys. See you later. Yeah, see you guys.
You can see my left wheel's broken. It's barely holding on. My left front, that is. It's barely holding on over there. Bill, how are you still in one piece? That's not right.
I'm hanging out by myself.
Let's see if I can get donuts going with my nose cone in the center. Can't really turn, can I? I can do the donuts easy enough. I don't know how to get started in the right spot. And I guess it's not going to work to the right. I'm going to have to go to the left because I can't turn to the right. Look at that wheel. Just barely. That was a spectacular tumble.
Alright, I'm dead.
See you, Bill. Brad, is that you on fire on the other side of the fence? Alright, let's see if I can move that direction. I don't know how this broken left front's going to affect me. The engine's about to blow. Or I'm out of fuel. Yep, out of fuel. Oh well. The bad news is the nose cones, although they're separable now, they're still just ghosts. That'll make you dizzy. Is this Brad coming in? Yeah, I think this is Brad. Qualify, practice, race. All right, so Mick, Jorge, Bill, John, me, Gary. Yeah, I guess that's probably pretty much exactly how we started. And
Just watching John where he came off. Same way.
see you, Jorge. See you, Mick.
Same way.
All right, let's take a look at laps real quickly. 119.56. 19, so fairly consistent. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's give the headset a little love. Not right to ride it hard and put it away wet. All right. Strength of field was decent, 3265. All of Mick, John, Jorge, Bill, all they pump up the volume. Gary Ho evens a 3800. Dan Sadrow's a 4500. So it's all right, good. I'll be curious. What's the time right now? 7:23. How far are we into the stream? Looks like 52 minutes. Out of just curiosity, I've got some buttons set to mute different things at different times. So I'm curious if it worked that time when I was chatting with Emily. She came down to say dinner is ready. All right, so we'll do a quick analysis. Strength of field was 3265, so that bodes well for me because my driver rating's below that, so doing well, does well. 3.54 total safety rating, gained a pretty big bump there. How many? I had those 3 incidents, the loss of control on my own, and then that one silly off track. And I think I kind of went over that ledge where they do the safety rating, where they give you a big bump so you don't bump up and down on the edge. I remember reading that somewhere. I don't know the exact reason for that, but big bump, at least a bigger bump than is normally warranted. By 3 incidents. Although, long story short, I think I talked about this before, but the 2 races at Red Bull this season and the first race at Charlotte, I'm pretty sure I had 10 or 12 incidents per race in each of those. So it would do me well to get that average back down a little bit. And again, a solid 25 in driver rating, which keeps me just under 3,000. All right. Curiosity. Let's take a look. All right, so Mick took it Jorge by 9.5 seconds. Bill was right where with him, and then Mick mentioned something about an off with John. So my guess is this 6 seconds or so, that gap is probably down to whatever John did. Maybe I cursed you, John. I was talking about you never making mistakes. You could have made another one. You could have made another 11-second mistake. I would not have been unhappy. And then, all right, so let's curiosity. I did my fastest lap was a 19.56. A skosh faster than Daniel, but nothing in that. A little bit faster than Gary. On the same pace with John. Well, that's not true. Let's call it 0.03 slower than John, but I'm not unhappy with that. 0.3 off of Bill. And then 0.6 off of Mick. Not surprising. Oh, and then Jorge. Sorry, I don't mean to leave you out. Jorge takes the fastest lap with an 18.88. 0.04 faster than Mick. And a decent amount faster than the rest of us. Mick was close and Bill wasn't far off, and then me and John, call it almost 0.7 slower. Nice job, Jorge. Who else we got? Brad Cathcart, good to see you. As John was talking about, I had an Australian track, the one Australian-New Zealand driver, I think he's Australian. Rowley came in 1 lap down in 9th, and then Austin, who I chatted with briefly in the practice session just before the race, looks like he made it about 3 laps before something happened, and he had a total of 4 incidents. 4. I don't know. I hope there wasn't some contact with Rowley or something, but all right. I'm not going to watch any replay. I'd be curious to go back. I may or may not get the time. I'm curious to go back and take a look at that replay of the start. I was a little bit out of sorts. I had a good launch off the line, and I lifted because who would that have been? Whoever started P3, John, maybe had wait, is that where he started? Start position. Bill Bill started P3. I think that would have been the car immediately ahead of me on the grid. Had a little bit less of a launch, and I lifted just at the same time I moved to the right a little bit just to make sure I wasn't going to cause any problems. But then getting up to speed in the gears there, I ended up in 4th gear, which is not where I wanted to be for that first sequence of corners. So a little bit out of sorts there. And then I still can't really believe I actually just barely flicked the shift lever with my finger while I was moving it back to the wheel. And that's that downshift into first at the wrong time. And that's a pretty high rev downshift there into second as it is. So as soon as it caught first, I had really no chance to catch it. The back end, just the tires, the rears would have spun, and I was already braking and the back end was yawed out. So there was nothing. I was spun around before I even realized what was going on. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, Dad. I will give you a call later.